Hello and welcome to another episode of Malt Magic and More. We made it through stage one, or part one, of the Siege of River's End. We made it through 2 hordes. Who knows how many's left? Will we survive part 2? Let's talk about it on the Aftershow show. Oh, it feels ages since we've done a big long slog of a battle like that, doesn't it?
It does. It does feel like that.
Well, that was a full episode battle as well.
And
so that's just the subtle build-up, is what I'm going to say.
We've done a little bit of wave after wave, but not, I don't think, that many, and gradually getting more powerful each time.
Yeah. That was exciting.
Because like when we went through the portal, I suppose there was 2 waves of enemy, wasn't there? There was the initial guys, and then the 2 guys chained up.
But they were big bads. We were concentrating on them instead of like bang, 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 just going through them. So
it's almost, it could be, again, if slow wasn't as effective, sorry Matt, it could have been death by 1,000 cuts, because all of them would have had like 3 attacks, wouldn't they?
Yeah. The only one who's looking not great is Bothrid at the moment. I say not great.
Well, I mean,
he's
say Bothrid's not
he's still not
great.
Blooded, right? But he's the one who's taking damage. I've taken like 10 damage.
I've taken no damage.
I mean, he's only just dropped. He's literally 1 point under 100 hit points.
Yeah.
Which is Anders, everyday life.
Yeah.
But if we think there's gonna be more than another wave, and there's a bit of a lull in combat, oh no, those guys just appeared. You could do mass healing word from Kirik.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. These 3 are going to fuck us up.
I feel like as well, it's obviously Samal's fault for not being here, but I feel like we didn't do Kirik justice. It was a fight against undead, which is literally, he would have had a boner the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, he did Dawn on Greenflower when there was loads of undead, so Dawn makes sense. And moving it around, it lasted way longer than thought it would, and it did work.
Were there any CR undeads
like,
in there?
I like when you were like, look at his feats, look at his bonus actions. I'm just like, fucking hell.
Yeah, so if we'd used it earlier, we probably would have been able to destroy some of the undeads immediately. But again,
so I mean, going down the list of undead creatures we had there, we had ghouls, which are CR1s.
Yeah.
We had the Necrophage Ghast, which is a CR4. That was the spellcaster.
Yeah.
There was some...
Sounds like Pokemon evolutions.
There were some Ghasts, which are the ones with the massive tongues. They were CR2. There were some Beggar Ghouls, which are out of the Kobold Press books. They were the really weak ones. They are CR half.
Wow.
And then, you've got Decap and the Ds, which are other things. Don't think you've come across yet.
Yikes.
I mean, if Decap could have cast spells, did he have... Well, under slow, it would have been hard for him to cast a spell. Did he have some tricks up his sleeve that we were lucky to escape?
Decap... No, this was more of a...
He was ranged, wasn't he?
Looked like a soldier-type creature, so it was a captain of the D's, basically. But had you not slowed it, it's got the choice of either making 4 attacks with its sword, or 3 attacks, 1 with its bite, 1 with its claws, and 1 with its longsword. But each attack does extra necrotic damage anyway, just because of the nature of the creature. There is also certain things. So with the claw attack, for example, we saw that on Kirik. This type of creature can paralyze you with a claw attack. With a bite attack, there's something else that could have happened, which is interesting. And then there's the longsword. There's also something Decap could have done had he been close enough when Kirik was incapacitated.
Damn.
So Dawn really fucked me up there because he was too far away.
I was really hoping it'd work a bit better with. Well, it did work actually, making them
The
slow
crowd control
and
was
then
brilliant.
putting them in dawn, so then they actually can't move far enough to get out.
I say, don't knock it. It was awesome.
I was just worried that I wasn't doing it as much justice as obviously somehow would have fucking. They'd have all been dead about 2 rounds earlier, probably. But it just goes to show how much benefit you get from taking a character from level 1 all the way up to level 14.
Absolutely.
I think it's knowing the features and traits and knowing, that you can use this
because you
with this.
learn them incrementally, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yes, this is why I have to spend so long reading monster stat sheets, and it's just I always miss stuff.
Yeah.
Like every week I'll miss stuff.
But that's the thing is, I spent so long reading all of his spells and everything, and his action economy, what he can do with his bonus actions and that I was like, I didn't even fucking twig to look at all of his feats. Didn't think he'd have that many.
It's all good.
I was wrong.
It's all good. As I say, the plan very much, because I knew Simao wasn't here today, was sort of have a bit of a drawn-out entrance into, I say today, last week. That's how bad my brain is.
We've got a weird schedule going on, guys. We're so confused ourselves.
Yeah, it's is to have sort of that drawn out entrance into River's End, because when we finally get into that city, I have got hopefully some epic things to do. So trying to play around with the idea of battle on a grander scale, so not just these pockets of combat, but actually a full siege of a city, which we've not done in D&D yet. We've not done like a war scenario yet.
I mean,
We're going to play Warhammer,
not to cover like too much, but I mean, is that because I do think it's a thing in 5e, and that's
not in 5e. There were sort of rules for it in 3.5.
Oh, okay.
And earlier editions, because the way like
what
earlier
I mean
editions
you,
used to work with D&D,
you
you'd progress up to the stage of commanding armies.
Can
you
you
can do
like...
chase scenes.
Yeah,
scenes we've done before.
But also where again, it's not like the physically you have to move 30 feet or something. It's more of the as you're rolling. You get successes and failures of general overalls. Just you have to pick and choose, and you have to go. Well, I'm going to do this.
I've been involved in
different things
game
basically.
Where there's been like a town riot, so there was like mobs of people that you were taking on. Would it be similar to that?
But that's you moving from pockets of combat to pockets of combat.
Yeah.
So think like Helm's Deep.
We're going to say that we control, that bit. Is it a success? That bit. Is it a success? Instead of
there might be
literally
elements
fighting
of that.
person by person.
There's other things
right.
as well. I mean, the big thing about like if you're trying to create epic battles is mainly the narrative.
Yeah.
And less around the dice rolls. So we've got a few bits to do. There should be a bit of fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, yeah.
I mean, I would be looking forward to that. It would be something I'd have to very much like, bring me out, as I say, my comfort zone of having played D&D very much to the way we've played it. I wouldn't say to the rules like we're going against the rules, but just very much the turn by turn basis. So, yeah, it'd be very interesting to look at.
Do you know what I did notice though when I was looking through character sheets, trying to figure out what people can do? Just under the actions in combat you can do. I swear there's new ones. There's now improvise, shove, ready, which I didn't notice before.
Well,
they're not new.
Ready is
You basically
like
ready
hold.
a reaction.
Yeah,
You hold
it's
a
like
reaction,
hold,
though,
or
rather than action.
is it the same?
So when you read it, it's you hold a reaction
Yeah.
rather than a
Yeah.
action, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're new.
No, well, I've only just noticed them. I was like, improvise.
That's because all you ever do with anything other than attack is dash, or disengage. Whereas it takes an entire action for me to disengage.
Yeah, I'm spoiled being able to do stuff as a bonus.
I suppose we should also talk about the fact that Strixhaven's released last week.
Yes, that was last week, wasn't it? Yeah.
I definitely had it on the pre-order, so I could get the
Yep.
the nice dice and the character sheet stuff.
Yeah, I've
I
not
was
had time
gutted
to
it wasn't
delve
the
into
cyber
it
sale.
properly yet. But the new races look interesting. I mean, I had a chance to look at them when they
It'd
were
be
UA
cool to
anyway.
play an
So it's,
owl in, or whatever they're called, like
yeah,
assassin
Alan.
or something.
Yeah.
Because
I
owls
mean,
are
there's
fucking
whole stuff about
badass predators anyway, aren't
relationships
they?
in there as well. Yeah. But yeah, there's all these new rules about relationships and all sorts of crazy stuff. So I mean, when I get a chance to dive into that properly and understand it a bit more, we'll talk about it more and talk about some of the new rules they're introducing. But yeah, like
What really doesn't help
Wizards
is
of
they're
the Coast
bringing
just
out all of
releasing
these
stuff
new
left, right,
source
and centre.
books, which just makes indecisive me even harder to pick a campaign 2 character, let alone a backup character in case Ander dies.
it depends what we decide to bring into campaign 2 though, because I won't. Like this campaign, we didn't bring in every source book and everything that was going. There was some that are cut out, like the Rick and Morty one. I just don't see the point in having that one in.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was other things that I didn't keep in, although we've taken flavours of it. The Eberron setting, for example, there's not a lot of content that we have in our setting to do with that. Theros is another one, although I take small little pockets out of that, but not core content.
You've got to
of
give
it.
me the races to choose from, though, Matt. Although limiting my choices will make it quicker for me to choose. In hindsight,
When we get to campaign 2, we will have that discussion around what are the limits. Because to be fair, with campaign 1, we've had a fairly unlimited free fire choice at stuff for the majority of stuff. Granted, we started all the way back with the starter kit, remember, where the races and everything was quite limited. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Could be fun. We keep
I
talking
feel
about
like
campaign
this-
2. We've not even finished fucking campaign 1 yet.
I know, and I don't even think we're probably about halfway. But it just feels like I think the reason I bring it up is this siege of River's End. I can't even fucking say it. And Lisa Winterfell feels like a
Totally
really
different way.
pivotal moment in Nyland's, I don't know, near future. Whether
It could well be.
because this is a really big stronghold, isn't it? River's End.
Mm-hmm.
If River's End goes, what happens with the Failiad Forest? Do you know what I mean?
There is all sorts of potential knock-on effects depending on what happens. But as I say, at the minute, the characters don't really understand the odds. They're not in the city yet. They've just literally had to try and battle their way across a bridge.
We've got a bit more of a bridge to go.
But at
That last
least,
little bit of the bridge to
do you
go
remember
now.
the last time we tried to get across a body of water? We spent ages fucking getting across it and achieving
Trying to
nothing. At
jump.
least this time, yeah. At least this time we're doing it proper.
Trying to get from a destroyed wizard's tower across some sort of magical
It
pond.
took me half an episode. It took us half an episode.
But that is D&D, right? That is core D&D right there.
Yeah,
How do I
yeah.
jump across a pond?
So I think we did really well. What do you think those big guys are? They look like fiends on the picture.
I'm hoping so. So is my sword.
So Dargon should be buzzing about that.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
So you're
um,
running all guns
I've
blazing.
got a
stabby.
Well, that's the thing. You know, I've got a few bits left. You know, in my action economy, I've used quite a lot. You know, but yeah, I've got a bit left.
Luckily, I've got hundreds of arrows now, so I don't
Yeah.
mind just peppering the battlefield with arrows
Just-
now.
Well, I'm,
Spaffing them left, right, and
again,
centre.
this is this interesting thing. Is like if we get into the city and it's a different way of doing it, you know, as in we're literally not going down our every tick box and everything, then you know that could change it. But at the moment, Dargon again is going to want to finish these off and have a short rest. You know, if there's
I
the
tell you
ability between that and the city, I just don't know whether it's possible or not.
If we get into the city and it's absolute chaos, I might just hide in the tiny hut in Lehman's hut. I'm not going to lie. And hope for the best. Wait for it all to blow over. But I do want to start using the dagger more because I'm already thinking about what I'll do at the next level up, obviously. And instead of an ability score improvement, I might take a feat.
Yeah.
And for the feat that I have in mind, which I don't want to reveal, I think I need to use the blade more for it to make sense. not
Nice.
wait for the feat to then use it with the blade. I think I need to use the blade more to make it look like I'm becoming more proficient with the blade.
It makes sense. Very much makes sense. Yeah.
Because I've got to give in to that voice in the back of my head shouting, stab him, stab him, stab him, every now and again, haven't I?
I do
Absolutely.
like it. Stab him.
Stab him.
Stab him.
I just can't do the voice as well. And I hope you don't mind that I ad-lib that he is talking to me. But I
It
have-
works.
It's your blade,
I love
mate.
it. I love it.
it makes sense in my head that he's like, all right, I'll stab him. Shut up.
Absolutely. It's your blade. I mean, there will be some points where I will take over RP of that blade, but when we're just in combat, that's pretty much what it's going to be buzzing in your ear saying. Like, stab him for
Yeah.
then. For the freedom of all. You a king
And I
or
do
not?
want to do it like a proper piece of shit sleuth, stab in the back type blade. So he was preoccupied with Dagon. I'm going to come in, stab him in the back, literally. I'm going to use it that sort of
Gonna,
way.
like, glide up behind him and just drag the blade across its throat.
Yes.
And dance away into
Yes.
the distance.
Yeah, I mean, again, and you know, the fact that if you're coming closer into combat, you could be that, you know, this hulking Goliath comes up, swipe, 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 and then this shadow comes out from behind as my you know, my golden cloak billows. You sort of appear from it and just finish him off, and then
Dagon
For
will be
your
livid though,
descriptions, Dave. I
because
know who's
he'll only
DMing the
get-
next one shot.
what Pebble?
You.
I tell you what though, do you think Dagon would get pissed off that he would only get assist stats rather than kill stats as I just come in and steal all your kills?
His KD ratio go down.
Yeah.
That would very much be, you know, the proper, you know, turning around. That one counts as mine.
You literally get him down to 5 hit points and I'll come in and just go,
Yes, I do see a very Gimli and Legolas relationship forming out of Dargon and Andrew. If that's
I
going to
think
be
that
the
would work
case.
really well. It's like, you know,
He twitched.
I'm there sort of, yeah, I'm sort of there like holding the head, you know, as you've just cut, I'm just like, just throw it at the back of you.
yeah, then you use your blink hand axe and chuck it in the back of my head.
I was going to say, you know, yeah, no, I throw the decapitated head of a you know, of a golem at you or a ghoul at you, and it apparently is an improvised weapon and does 1d4 plus 5 damage to you. Oh dear, that'd be absolutely terrible. Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, you know, do you know what? I think that would be really funny though. It's one of those ones of like, especially was that, you know, those things around Bothrid. I was like, oh, Bothrid's got this, and I was like, yeah, but he's got a bonus action quick toss and he's got some daggers. He's gonna send them.
Yeah.
Now that's something I'm gonna have to remember because I was remembering it the entire time of last week, and that is, I need to remember that at the end of the fight to go back for two
You need to get your hand axe.
yeah, 2 daggers
Yeah.
in the blink hand axe, because I have intentionally said and clearly stated I have not picked them up. I know that if you're in the area where they are, it's a free action to pick them up, I believe. Free action to pick up an item in your area, but I haven't done that because I've just been running around. So, and 2-weapon fighting kind of makes sense that I would not be picking them up at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just need to remember to pick them up.
Yeah, it's one of those things where once like battle's over, that's usually where you go and recover like your arrows, Danny, or Anders' arrows. You do that once battle's subsided.
Yeah, I just have to remember because I'm not used to having to collect items, you know, or collecting the weapons because it's usually in my hand. So it's just one of those ones of just going, right, I need to remember next week that I need to go pick them up after we've, you know.
Because
if
you've
we-
thrown all 3 of your throwables now, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, unless I
The
start
blink's
just
gone and the 2
Blink
daggers
and the
have
2
gone.
daggers.
Did you pick up any of them?
Nope. I probably could have, as in if I was in the area, but for my life, I forgot where they were. So, you know, I could well have. But let's just, you know, as I say, that's why I'm saying at the end, that's when I pick them all up. So,
I would be livid, you know, if we start the session on the 20th next week and we're fighting these guys and then all of a sudden the airship just fucks off over our heads. And we've tried... And it's all
Captain
for
Swift
nothing.
just like,
And we're just
How does it feel,
flipping them off like
fuckers?
that, just like.
Half the inhabitants
Don't-
of River
don't
then
do that
just
though,
hanging
Matt.
on the sides, just like, we're safe.
Don't take that as an idea. Don't make that
There's-
happen.
yeah, but I also love the idea of sort of, there's the dead body of the three fiends, and just like, Dargon's got his head, his foot on one of their heads, which is massive, so his knees up, going, oh great, and as you say, it just sails over, and you're just like, oh, now you arrive.
Yeah.
But I could use the fly spell from my loot. Kirik could dimension door one of us
Oh, so I'm just
and
flipping you off.
himself onto the ship, so I
So-
could fly up. Kirik can dimension door both of us, and we could leave Feltag behind again. And
So the
Bothrid
question
could
for you
just-
then, Danny, is do you think Anders' flying speed would be quicker than an airship?
Can you dash fly?
Well, the thing,
No. I'm hoping I'll be able to reach a dangly rope. And then, but as I'm flying,
No,
obviously
you-
Dargon's then going to chuck his Misty Step towards me with his axe to get up there.
Yeah, Bothrid
that's
can
not
turn.
gonna happen, we're gonna save the day.
When can Bothrid turn into a flying creature? Is it next level? Or was it this level?
It's his next wild shape
Next druid
upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are we?
Level 15 sounds
Manage
about right.
character. Bearing in mind he's
I think
only
it would be
taken
level 50.
6 levels in druid, so he will get his next circle form. Wild shape improvement is at 8th level. So yes, that's, I think, is at 8th level. You can assume the shape of a beast that you've seen before of challenge rating 1 or lower, and that's the first time it says
You can fly.
it's not, yeah, it's doesn't restrict you to fly land-based animals.
Yeah.
Well, he's seen his Azel a few times, so he can straight away turn into an owl, couldn't he?
Yeah.
So he'll be away then. Now,
Yeah,
Matt
so
won't do that
8th
to us,
level
we're gonna save
druid,
the day.
there's no limitations on wild shape. 2nd level druid, it's no flying or swimming speed. 4th level is no flying speed. 8th level, no restrictions. You can be anything you want, up to a CR1. However, because of the circle that Bothrid is, it's anything, basically CR rating as high as half his druid level. Or sorry, as high as his druid level divided by 3, rounded down now.
So he can already turn into sea creatures then.
CR2 creatures as well.
So he could fly down and have a
So he
look
can
at
swim?
Lake Telma. Lake Esamir even.
Yep.
He could turn into a fish.
Yeah, goldfish.
So that could work. But I'll tell you what though, by the time we actually get back around to Lake Esamir, we'll have forgot all about that. Or something else will be happening.
Yeah, watch him
Lake
turn
will be
into a
on fire.
goldfish in like the 7th circle of hell.
Yeah, he actually swims down and then it's just an abyss and a portal to somewhere horrible. And he comes out into the portal, that's it, the island of the land of the dead, island of the dead, because it's got that portal in there, isn't it? They just link together. You just go between one and the other.
Can I also? I just have the idea in here of what's his name in Moana, not being able to change to what he wants. Was it Maui? Maui not being able to change, and just Bothrid
Yeah.
just going
Half shark.
or just going and just becoming a goldfish instead of an eagle, and it's just like we just standing there like, mate, what are you doing?
That could happen if he gets like confusion, or he gets confused, or some psychic damage.
Yeah. Oh, what's that one where you've got to like
And then
roll
we're
a-
into
roll
Critical
a
Role
D,
Campaign
roll a
1
D6
territory.
or D8 or something where you got to roll them, and it's either attack someone, walk in a particular direction, do nothing, run.
We've had that before, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we have, and it'd be
Yeah,
really funny if
isn't
it
that
was
like
just
Levels of
he just
Madness
randomly
and
changed.
I can't remember who he was fighting now, but it was like wasn't it like roll a D6 or roll a D4, and then whatever the number is the action you take.
Yeah, it could have
Yeah.
been Theogon or something along those lines.
I think it was the Madness table or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's a wicked
something
table.
like that.
Yeah. So I just have that idea in my head, and it's just ridiculous.
What my
Sorry, I
actual
was just
biggest
looking at the
fear-
wild shape list then.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is we come across a creature that, or we come across an evil bard or something, or whoever it is, and Matt casts slow on us.
If you cast slow, you will,
Because
as I say,
in
yeah.
Keurig,
I mean,
our wisdom saves are not great.
yeah. Yeah. And
It'll
Could you
happen.
imagine?
yeah, as I say, I fully expect that, and you will just find a very slow-moving Goliath.
Luckily,
For sure.
Ander doesn't
It's
move
like
and
at some
takes one
point I'm
action.
going to find a monster that has Sentinel as a feature, and I'm going to fuck Simao over.
Natural
really
20,
wanted to
and
be
you'll
able
be
to
able to
use
go
his.
denied.
I really wanted to use his shadow rune today,
Yeah.
the one where it transfers the damage onto somebody else. I could have used his Queen's Eye rune actually as well, which makes them charmed. But Keurig
Yes,
is
I
not going
suppose
to
it's a
want to charm the
difficult one
undead, is
really,
he?
because
That's more useful
in
next
this,
week, I think.
well, in this situation, when are you going to rest?
Yeah.
Is the question.
Yeah.
When we're dead.
Roll on campaign 2 in 2022.
Matt wouldn't do that to us at Christmas, would he? Would he?
No, of course
would,
not.
would we do it to ourselves? Absolutely, because we're that stupid.
I wouldn't deliberately set out to do anything. If you guys fuck it up, it's your own fault.
If we have every
Right, so the
possibility.
question is,
Speaking of which,
Are we
speaking
stupid
of
enough?
Christmas, you may have already received them, or you will receive some small parcels that are literally like yay big.
Oh, okay.
Do not open them. They'll have like a sticky label with a written address on the front. Do not open them.
Yep.
We will open them on the 20th.
Sweet.
Also-
Nothing yet, but we'll have a look at. I'll keep an eye out.
You may have already received. Well, someone else may need to know. Something from me. Don't open it as well. You can tell because it looks like it's been wrapped by a toddler and written
Is
on.
this shit
Yeah,
wrapping it?
It looked like it's. Yeah, it looked like it's been wrapped by somebody with no fingers or thumbs, and it's been written on with a pen in a toe. That's what you know. It's from me.
Admittedly, it's a crazy busy week for me, so I haven't even managed to sort pretty much any presents out for anyone, and so I've
Don't
really
worry
got to
about
get
it.
hot on it next week.
Mine's only a little thing. I won't worry about it.
Couldn't it fine?
Oh,
We were
no.
really organised this year.
Yeah, really not this year.
Well, we had to be because we were obviously away
Yeah,
right now.
you are. Yeah,
Well, you fucked with a timeline then.
I was going to say, ow.
I'm on holiday right now.
We're talking to you and you're not even here. I don't know how. What?
Yeah, indeed. It's magic. I am a Time Lord, and I've just
I'm
transposed
907.
myself into a
Yeah.
different reality.
Where Matt has gone, they don't need roads. He currently
Yeah.
Back to the Future reference.
Technically, that'd be Kirik now. Kirik's the one that can do all timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, don't need roads, can just
Absolutely.
pop through death.
Yep.
I'm once again listening to that wonderful Gothnic series again.
Are you listening to it?
I've rolled right back, and the last time I spoke about it, I've already gone through a whole other audiobook series and back to this one again, and I'm like, it's just awesome.
Nice. Say Tim Curry does it absolute justice.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great.
Tim Curry is the guy who played it originally, isn't he?
Yes, Tim Curry. Did Tim Curry do it? Sorry.
And also Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, he did Rocky Horror. I know that. I don't know if Tim Curry played it.
I think he was the original It, because I remember him freaking me out.
I mean, he's a weird guy.
Yeah, he did do it in 1990.
Yeah, he was. He was the original Pennywise.
Yeah.
The first thing I seen Tim Curry in though, which is a complete opposite end of the scale, was Muppets Treasure Island when he played
I
the
was
cook.
so hoping you were going to say Muppets Treasure Island because that was exactly what I was thinking.
I was going to be really worried you were
And
going
then
to
I
say
was like,
something like Home
I
Alone
like
2.
Tim Curry. And then, oh my god, he played the scariest clown alive.
Yeah.
I've also seen him on some
he is
TV
such a
shows playing
versatile
like
actor.
serial killers and stuff, and he's creepy as shit. He's good at being a creepy guy.
He is indeed.
I bet he'd be
Amazing
good
stuff.
at the voices for an audiobook. Like character
He is pretty good. Some of the evil voices he puts on in this particular series are insane.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
We'll
definitely
get him
got
on
that
as a
down.
guest, shall we? For one of the
why
one
not?
shots that we do.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good.
Yeah.
He's probably not busy. I haven't seen him in much lately. He's probably just.
Well, we'll just ping him, just drop him a message on Twitter.
Yeah.
Fancy coming and playing some
We'll send
D&D?
We'll send him a dice box.
I'll give him a t-shirt. I'm not bothered.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'm up for
I'll
it.
get him some merch.
Yeah.
I'm actually sorely tempted to do that now.
Just imagine if he said yes. I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
I'd probably say as a prerequisite, though, he's got to come dressed as Pennywise.
The cook from Muppet Treasure Island. He can work on Captain Swift's ship.
Long John
But
Silver.
no, now, like, what would happen is he'd be like, yeah. But look, I'd give him all of your details, Matt. So when he sends the invoice, it comes to your house.
It'd have to be on a pro bono sort of volunteering nasty stuff.
Yeah.
No way I
Charity
can
stream.
pay
We'll
that
just do a
wage,
charity
Jesus.
stream. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do
It
that.
can have loads of zeros in it as long as there's no other number than 0.
Or it can have a load of zeros before whatever number comes next.
Yeah.
0000007. I'll do it.
Pence.
Oh dear.
Oh,
dear
amazing.
me.
Yeah,
We
we've
do
got
get
a lot to get through.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to seeing next week's full house again of all of us playing up against these 3 crazy creatures, whatever they're going to be.
Well, that'll be the start of it. There'll be some surprises.
So it's
will,
we'll have to see how our action
I'm fully
economy
expecting
last week
there.
helped.
Well, I'm fully expecting there to probably be a Siege of River End Part 3.
Well, guys, I mean, you got to hang in for the next couple of weeks then, because you got to see what the hell's going on.
There you go. If you want to see the conclusion of what the fuck happens to River's End.
They're tell in the face.
That's making me regret the decision to get up close and personal with my knife because I don't think I could survive 3 parts. If I got up close and personal, I'll have to stay far away then.
Well,
what happens.
you'll have to mix
As
it.
I say, this
and to
is
be fair,
going larger scale now.
And to be
Unless
fair,
I can just copy and paste, run in, stab, disengage, run in, stab, disengage. I'll just copy and paste that for 10
or
rounds.
you're going to be that you're close, finish them off, fire, then run up, close, finish them off, and then fire. So you're gonna be a long way away from some of them.
Can I just hang on to the back of you, Dagon, and wherever you go, I'll just be slashing? Like, you're my warthog in Halo, or you're my noble steed, and I'm just slashing as we run.
Do you know what? I really want that to be a thing. Just absolutely. Like,
Can we do that?
You forego your movement speed, but you get to take all of your actions, including disengage, to move around me. You know?
I'm
Well, no, what
basically
we
like
need to
a
do
weird
is
spider
have
monkey with a
Dargon go
knife.
full bear form
Yeah.
with Ander on his back, just charging through.
Um,
Then you can have
I'm
Bothrid
sitting
go
on-
Cragcat form with Kirik on his back. There you go.
Okay,
Or
I mean-
Kirik goes Hulkbuster Kirik, and it's like the giant gingerbread man in Shrek, and then he's just holding me. As
I mean, I was thinking
slashing
Ant-Man
everyone.
then, but okay.
But yeah,
Alright,
yeah.
that's cooler. Let's go with that.
Okay,
Edit
so
that bit out, Dave.
no, that's staying in.
No, Gingy's cool. Let's go with that.
As you say, if you do that and there's 2 massive bears either side, and we just come charging out of the fog on the bridge, I mean, I think we've worked out what the hell we're just about to do.
But these are fiends, right? They might just hurl fire at you and you'll be fucked.
Oh yeah, that's me. I'm done. Bear.
And you have to jump off the bridge into the lake to
Into the
put the
river.
flames out.
There you go.
Well,
I was going to say it's a long fucking way to the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously
That's
the other
far
way,
north.
isn't it?
That's north.
Well,
So,
yeah.
Hi, mate.
River
We're
Essemere
at
literally
Riversend,
comes
and
almost
obviously
directly
there's a lake
south.
underneath.
Yeah. clues in the name.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh man. Well, I mean, yeah. Let's find out what on earth is going to happen. I mean, I think that's going to be great. We've either got the Wacky Races version, which I kind of like the idea of, or let's see what the hell we're going to do over these next couple of episodes. If we're going to have a part 2 and a part 3, and we're going to see where on earth we're going to go into River's End. Please do join us for that. So thank you very much for tuning in today, and thank you very much for tuning in previous weeks, and please do follow us so you can follow us in future weeks on Twitch, and like and subscribe on YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast, or you want to listen on the podcast, go and find it wherever you find your podcast on platform of choice. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I hope to see you next week. See you then.